So a couple of weeks ago, one of my coworkers came up to me and asked, so my girlfriend and I are trying to run this online store and we're trying to take pictures of our clothes, but we just can't seem to get good pictures. I think we should upgrade my camera. What do you think I should get? So I just gave him some recommendations off the top of my head, but as I listened to him more and more, I realized the problem was the lighting, not the camera. So I told him, instead of spending $600 on a new camera, try getting a flash like this one. This is a Neewer something or other, TT560 Speedlight. I think I paid like $35 for this on Amazon, but don't let the price scare you because it is brilliant. And it works on pretty much any camera. I used to shoot Sony, I used to shoot Nikon, and now I shoot Canon, and it worked on all of them. And if you're a beginner, this is all you need. So today I thought I would do a tutorial for taking product shots for eBay or online stores. So the first half of the video, I'll give you some simple tips on how to take better photos of your products. And on the second part of the video, I'm gonna be taking pictures with my DSLR and just kind of walk you through what I'm doing so you guys can do the same with your cameras. Quickly selling stuff on eBay, you can probably get away with a cell phone, but if you're serious about selling stuff online, then you should probably invest on a camera, even a lower end one. This is the Canon 80D. This isn't exactly the lower end camera, I would say, but it basically has the same sensor as any of the Canon's lower end models, so the image quality should be pretty much the same. And also on top of that, I'm using the 18-55 kit lens, and this isn't even the newest model. I think my wife bought this with a camera like 10 years ago. This is basically the lens that comes with your camera when you buy it as a kit, and I think you can get one for like less than $40 on eBay. Just to kind of show you guys that anybody can do this without spending a lot of money, or especially taking pictures for eBay, you really don't need an expensive lens. So this is going to be our model for us. This is the Tamron 18-400 lens. I'm going to be selling this on eBay actually, so I thought, why not make a video with it? So to begin, we obviously need a background, and any sort of background that are neutral, like this white table or black table. Anything neutral is fine, as long as you avoid any sort of busy patterns or colors. I think you'll be okay depending on what you're selling. Today I'm going to be using this white table just because it happens to be in the room. And second, you need a good light. The key in any good photography is light. Light is everything in photography. And if you don't have good lighting in your house, just do it outside. Use the sunlight. The sun is the best source of light anywhere. And today I'm just going to be taking pictures in front of this window, which I usually use as my natural light source for making my videos. So before we actually do anything, I'm just going to take a few photos with my cell phone just to see what happens and what it looks like. Oh, I got a new subscriber. So I have my white table and the source of light. So I'm just gonna take a quick snap here. Okay, so from what I can see on the screen, it's not bad. It's not terrible. I mean, it is pretty terrible, but it's not bad. If you just want to quickly sell something on eBay, I think it'll be fine. But if, like I said, if you're serious about selling stuff online, and if you're going to be doing over and over and over again, I think you would need something better than this. And as you can see, it's losing a lot of details. Although this is, I would say, acceptable for eBay, but I think it can be so much better. And now I'm going to take the same picture with my camera. I'm not going to use the flash yet. I'm just going to use the same light, same table, and see if there's any difference. Based on what I can see on the screen, it's already looking a lot better. Not necessarily because the lens is better or the camera is better, but because I can fine-tune the settings like the shutter speed and the ISO and aperture. I can just have so much more control with my photos. And in this case, even without using the flash, I think the camera simply wins. But still, when I look at this photo, it's still not perfect. It's, like I said, it's quite acceptable for eBay, but there are some darker areas that I would like to brighten up, and also some distracting shadows here and there. So to get rid of those, I'm going to use my flash. I'm going to simply attach this to my camera. So for those of you who are not familiar with using flash with your camera, what I usually like to do is set the ISO on the lowest settings, which is 100 on this camera. And there's what's called a maximum sync speed with any cameras and flash. And what that is basically this the maximum shutter speed that you can use with a certain flash before it becomes out of sync. So just to demonstrate that, I'm gonna first take a picture at 1/200th of a second. As you can see, the contrast has improved quite a bit, and all the shadowy areas are gone and all the distracting background is gone. Okay, and now I'm going to take a picture at 1/800th of a second. So this is basically what it would look like with the flash that's out of sync. So I'm not gonna get into too much technical details of how this happens or high-speed sync and things like that. But when you buy a flash, you have to find out the fastest sync speed that you can use with your camera. With this camera, it happens to be 250th of a second. And as you know, faster shutter speed gives you less handshakes, so potentially it will give you sharper photos. So for $30 or $40, I basically got rid of all my lighting problems, and now I can just use the same settings to take more photos. And one of the great benefits of having an external flash is that it is adjustable. So you can point it directly at a subject, or you can bounce it off the ceiling or on the wall. You can do whatever you want. In most cases, I wouldn't recommend shooting directly at your subject. I'll just show you what happens here. So it's creating these harsh shadows with high contrast areas. So it's really not pleasing to look at. So let me just go back to where it was and take another photo. So again, it got rid of all the ugly shadows and it's giving the subject a nice even lighting throughout the photo. So depending on what you're selling, you might really have to take more than one photo to really showcase the product. And in this case, I know that for eBay, having the original packaging is important to some people, so I'm including that in the photo. Also, with camera lenses, what's important is to show that the lens itself is not scratched up and it's in pristine condition. So I'm going to take a photo of that also. And as you can see, it's nice and clean. And also what's important is the back of the lens. And sometimes this area can get quite dusty and affect the quality of your photos. So I like to show that this part is also very clean, and any other details that you might need. On the sides here, as you can see, there are some manual controls that is important to some people. And that's pretty much it, I guess. So as you can see, with a cheap camera, with a cheap lens and a cheap flash, you can improve the chances of your sale dramatically compared to when you just take photos with your cell phone. So if you're thinking about selling stuff on eBay, please try them out. And if you have a camera and you can't seem to take good pictures with it, before upgrading your camera, try using a flash. So that's it for today, guys. Thank you for watching. And if you guys have any more questions, just let me know in the comments. And I hope this was helpful to you. And if it was, please like the video and subscribe. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye.